Anything for you, Jeff. Anything for you.
We're talking about Over the Top.
Over the top.
Over the Top.
What are the odds on Lincoln Hawks pitch?
20 to 1, pal. Real long shot.
I don't have a father, sir.
The world has always bet against Lincoln Hawks.
Why'd you leave us?
It won't happen again.
Whatever happens, I want you to stay with him.
You never had anything, so you have nothing to lose.
You're my boy. You understand?
The world beats nobody halfway. Now is the time to do for yourself.
I warn you.
Over the top, Dad! Over the top!
Sylvester Stallone, Over the Top.
We're gonna get hammered and watch 2 movies.
We're gonna do some arm wrestling. Over the top.
And we were trying to think of what to pair it with. So Under the Bottom. Let's watch Das Boot. The like 9-hour cut. I got that ready to go. You guys are ready?
Oh,
do you have enough alcohol for that? I have 2 ideas. One is America 3000.
Wait, I know this one.
I knew you would, of course.
It is 900 years after the Great Nuke, and the roles of women have changed dramatically, much to the displeasure of men and mutants. For it's a new kind of war being fought, with a certain kick to it. America 3000. Meet Corvus. He's a scholar. He's a spy. He's a spy.
I don't know.
So this is from the same production company.
Canon.
Canon Films. Do you know Canon Films?
Yeah, of course.
Everyone knows Canon Films. Do you know Canon Films?
No.
So that's one option. And it's written by one of the people who has a writing credit on this movie. Stallone was nominated for Worst Actor in the Razzies. And he lost to Bill Cosby.
He is the star of the highest-rated series in television history. The winner of 4 1987 People's Choice Awards, including Favorite All-Time Male Entertainer. The best-selling comedian of all time on records.
You don't mean yes.
He's got America in the palm of his hand.
All right.
And now you've got him on video cassette.
Leonard is like a James Bond or something.
Oh, man.
And so there are no parts 1 through 5. All the previous movies are classified. Part 6 you can watch, starring Bill Cosby, and that one for Worst Actor. And I think Worst Picture, a bunch of things.
Your average tale of your not-so-average super spy.
Kill him.
Adventure so cool, you can taste it. America's living room legend, Bill Cosby.
How'd you get on this tape?
In Leonard, Part 6.
So
Yeah,
Stallone
It sounds
lost.
like it's the worst.
Probably
So
got
we
a lot
could-
worse things going for it now.
We could have our own Razzie watch and see who's Worst Actor, or we could go Canon Films and watch.
I'm always trying to check off Canon Films.
Yeah, Canon.
And
I think that sounds like Dee is saying
It
America
does.
3000.
America
3000.
Over here we have Clay Cobb and John Grizzly competing.
The game is you try to work in this old-timey, dirty word into the discussion without us noticing.
Okay, ooh, okay. What
Would
is
have been
this
the easiest
book?
thing. A classical dictionary of the vulgar tongue. If you think somebody else has used their dirty word,
Call it.
I'm worried I'm going to forget my dirty word.
we're talking about over the top.
the top.
Over the top.
Over the top.
Okay.
A man in a custody battle
Oh.
drives a truck through a house to steal his son. Also engages in lots of assaults. Gets the kid involved in horrific gambling. Just horrible bets,
true.
too. And we're supposed to root for him in this custody battle.
Yeah.
Oh, and that man is Sylvester Stallone.
Who occasionally engages in some arm wrestling.
Occasionally. There's a 45-minute gap between Stallone arm wrestling matches.
Really?
45 minutes.
I didn't
I don't know
notice
how they
that
let that
first
happen.
time through,
Yeah.
but
The first arm wrestling match is 15 minutes in, which also surprised me. I thought, surely we're going to start on one.
The opening credits were kind of long.
Movies before like 1998 were like 5 minutes and nothing.
I think people showed up to movies really late back in the day.
Psycho is the first movie where people were like, no, you have to show up on time and would sit through the movie in order because before that people would just come and go. It was like a room with air conditioning. That's what a theater was. Psycho, Hitchcock was like, no, don't let anyone in after it starts. So they had to be there on time.
Yeah, but it's also a canon film where you can pretty much come and leave as you please.
32 minutes in, the kid fight happens.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that.
So Stallone doesn't have another fight until the tournament.
Drop the weight. Over top, Mike. Come on. Get up, Mike. Pump it, kid. Pump it, kid. You got him, Mike. You got him. Pump it, kid. Pump it, kid. Pump it, kid. Pump it, kid.
Although we did get a lot in the last bit.
It
was like a whole
real
bunch
hard on it.
of arm wrestling, and I did kind of like that weird like off to the side interview with some of the wrestlers.
Yeah, I love that.
That was kind of funky.
Those interviews are great. I think Stallone's best acting in the movie is when he's pretending to be like an idiot who's like, oh, there's a camera, I don't know what to say. I just want to win the tournament.
If I win, it's just because I wanted to be the best one time in my life.
I don't really, it doesn't matter if I become the champion or anything. That's not the most important. I need this truck.
To get money to gamble on himself?
To get money
So
to enter
he could
the
need
tournament.
a truck,
No,
so that he could win a truck.
He needed
to win a better
need
truck.
A truck.
It's just a very complicated story of somebody going like, how can I trade a crappy truck for a better truck?
Yeah.
I mean, looked
I'm
pretty
glad I'm not the only one who
good.
wears a tie with a denim shirt.
Yeah, oh, at that funeral scene.
Yeah,
That's how everyone in the South shows up to
Spoilers,
funerals.
Let's
though.
talk about the funeral scene.
Having been to a few funerals, he showed up really well dressed for a Missourian.
He also showed up really late.
Commend her soul to the Lord, that in his mercy she may attain everlasting life. And now let us pray with the psalmist. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
So, okay, so let's back up a little bit.
Yeah, we need to...
Stallone's a trucker. He has a wife. They're separated,
And he
not
knows
divorced.
that
I don't
he
think
has
they're
a
divorced.
child because he has pictures of
He's
his
been writing him
child.
letters.
Yeah, he's been writing the
In
kid
the
letters.
truck,
Right.
sure.
So he wants to be involved in this kid's life. Kid doesn't know anything about him because Grandpa's hiding the letters.
But to be fair, weren't they hidden in his mom's room?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm
Maybe
just
mom was
saying, they were
intercepting
like
them. I
in
don't
like a makeup bag in the bottom of one of her drawers. I'm just saying, I remember the facts, people.
So, like, at the heart of it, it's a story about a dad trying to be in his kid's life, and like the mom / grandpa are like trying to keep him out. But he's a trucker, and they're like rich. Weird
There's definitely a class thing going
class
on.
thing. And then the kid is like weirdly a grandpa. He's
Yeah,
he's
'cause
both.
he's been raised by
Oh,
his
he's so
grandpa.
prissy.
He's very prissy, but he's from military school.
Sir, you're going to be a victim of cholesterol poisoning. A fried chicken dinner with mashed potatoes and gravy contains about 1,000 calories and 50% fat. These fats have been linked to heart disease and some cancer.
So what would you like?
Tuna salad, whole wheat toast, and spring water with lemon, please.
Really, that's what the movie's about for an hour. The custody, trying to connect with the kid.
Yeah, getting him to
Arm
loosen up.
wrestling is like not even a major thing for an hour.
You got speed on your nose.
Yeah, it's been there a while.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Divorce.
That's the real heart of the movie.
They kidnap the kid runs away. And then in the last 30 minutes, like, well,
Yeah, neither of these
an
men
arm wrestling tournament.
prove themselves to be very good parents. One introduces his son to underage gambling, and the other old codger has his son kidnapped by some goons.
Yeah, from
Send
the
my
dad.
Goons, send my goons after him. You know you're the good guy when you can send goons.
Yeah.
We'll have a
hallmark
couple
of a good
goons.
God,
guy.
I could use some goons.
Wish I had a goon or two.
Can you just
I'll
send the
work for some
goons to the
goons.
grocery store, or
Yeah, what do they do when they're not kidnapping kids? Like,
I think
he
like
has a
running
lot,
errands,
weird.
like
There's a
getting
lot of
dry
goons.
cleaning, and
I love his workout station.
Oh yeah, that's pretty great. How much weight do you think is on that? even?
well, the kid did it. He
Yeah, the
didn't
kid did
adjust
it.
the weight.
Yeah.
He handed it to the kid, and the kid did it like.
So the kid he's prissy, but he's also a military school.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very critical of his lifestyle.
Very critical. And then when he's in the car, the truck, he's like, I don't see any books in here.
It's been said that the average mental age for an adult is 15, just 3 years older than I am. For a trucker, it has to be in the 11 to 13-year range.
Yeah.
And so Stallone's response is like, I bet you can't drive a truck, though. So he's like, hey, 12-year-old, drive the truck, which is my entire livelihood.
Yeah.
The kid
Try
had-
not to wreck the clutch, I guess.
Grind these gears.
You think it takes no brains at all. I have to be stupid and abnormal to drive a truck like this. I'll tell you what. Why don't you just come on over into my seat and let's see if you can move this machinery around, okay? Hold it steady, Mike. Good, good.
The premise of the scene isn't that it's like a teaching moment. It's a like, well, fuck you, kid. I bet you can't do this. It's just like he's rooting for him to fail. I love that. Cut that scene with a truck flying off a cliff.
Oh, the end of
Duel.
This Duel, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what just happened
man,
between
Duel
you two
is
there.
good. Duel is really good.
Hold it steady.
This is great. I'm really doing it. This is great.
Excuse me, I just burped into the microphone.
I'll be
Like,
sure to,
kind of
I'll be
lean
sure to
in.
crank the volume up on that. So the premise is that there's a truckers only arm wrestling tournament?
I'm not sure.
I think it's
Or
like
is it
a
that they all just
vein
happen to
at
be
an
truckers?
I think there might be a trucker category.
This
But they only
tournament-
say men and women.
This tournament only seems like it's, there's the women.
I
see a
think that
couple.
it's trying to build this world.
Like all these post-apocalyptic things where they're like, society is exactly this. There are these people and these people. There are truckers and rich people that go to military school.
Yes,
and
that's it. That's all there is.
Yeah, he's already a famous arm wrestler by the time the movie starts.
Yeah.
They should have just had a montage.
They had like three
everybody
famous
knew
arm
him for
wrestlers
that.
happen to be in that bar at that time.
wrestling.
Right?
Yeah.
It just all happened to be in town at the same time, all passing through at this bar.
Kid wants to go be at the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's he get there?
This made no sense. I
What do you
can't
do?
tell if he stole money to buy a ticket.
Well, before we get to the airplane, he steals a car from Grandpa.
Yeah,
Oh,
which
yeah,
is
that's
pretty
true.
tight.
Yeah, he can drive.
He learned how to drive
He's
already.
like 12, and it's like, yeah, Dad.
He probably got in and thought, "Oh, sweet, this is an automatic. This is a breeze."
Easier.
Drives straight to the airport.
Hey, boy, you just can't leave this truck here like that.
You can keep it.
Gets to the airport, and we're like, does he have money? How is he getting on a plane?
Yeah, he's
like hiding
in the
behind.
baggage claim cart. Yeah, that was quite confusing. Does he get off the plane and then jump on the baggage? Or does he ride in the luggage compartment the whole time?
Oh, we have to explain the hat, you guys.
Over the top?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the
It's
hat
what
for?
gives him his power.
When
if you
he's
need power
arm
to do anything, if you need more self-belief.
Oh, shit, come on.
What I do is I just try to take my hat and I turn it around, and it's like a switch. It's time to go to work, kid.
Yeah.
And when the switch goes on, I feel like another person. I don't know, I feel like a truck.
It made him a machine. It's
So
his
if you ever
arm
need to
button.
be a machine, you flip your hat.
Trying to win arm wrestling.
Would you two like to arm wrestle?
Ban.
Okay.
Can you demonstrate over the top?
Oh, the technique?
The technique.
Drop the weight. Over the top, Mike. Come on. Get up, Mike. Pump it, kid.
So I tried to figure it out yesterday.
And then it popped something in her shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, somebody has to like say go. Or...
Ready?
You're pushing already.
Okay, now go over the top. Over the top.
You both went over.
Oh!
Yes! I won! It's because I was.
Yeah, I would lose most sports to girls.
So her hat is more powerful.
Her hat is more powerful.
We thought that hat would be
It's
less
because I have a
powerful.
close bond
It's because
with
it's
this
denim.
hat.
It's denim. I'm gonna flip my hat back around.
In shame.
And lower it in shame.
Backwards hat equals winning.
I probably should have turned it 2
And
or 3
also
times.
he says that you only lose
really get it wound
if
up.
you don't believe in yourself.
Yeah, you gotta wind it up like a Jenny. Nothing will sap your power like being called a doofus, or a ding dong, or an old codger. It's one of those videos now.
So what is Stallone's character's name?
Link.
Link
I
Hawk.
remember.
Lincoln Hawk.
Lincoln Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So his son.
And his son's name is?
Mike Hawk.
Mike Hawk.
But I
Mike
think
Hawk.
he went by a different last
He
name.
went by his mom's last name.
Well,
Or
I don't
maybe-
remember that.
Wouldn't
for some
you?
reason.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah,
No,
you
I would
know,
go
I
by
would
Mike
go
Hawk.
for it. Yeah,
And I would
love
make
that.
people call me both my names every time. They'd be like, "Hey, Mike." I'd be like, "Excuse me."
Can we
Please?
talk about the over-the-top move? We
Okay.
Oh,
let's-
okay,
let's-
okay.
let's see if
Let's
we can
for real
figure it out.
demonstrate.
What
I
the
thought you
hell
were
is
telling
it?
me to
I'll try and
demonstrate
figure it
because I
out.
was winning.
So
and I basically did.
It's done by the person that's losing. He always is like,
he's always like right about here.
Okay.
Wait, look. So let's freeze it here. And he does this thing where somehow, I think it's that. I think he goes over his own thumb. I think that's it. Which somehow depowers the other person.
No, bring it down.
Well, you're not. I don't know. Now push. I don't know. Is it harder?
I'm letting you win. Right now.
I'm not trying to win.
I thought you were trying to win.
I was curious if it gives him more power or not.
I don't know. Leverage. When I switched, I smashed your little fingies.
Start doing some physics on this. I need experiments.
So I'm going over the top. Oh, I'm feeling it on my own arm now.
Yep, that's not working so well.
You're really putting your whole body into it. Good Lord.
I'm trying to be Sylvester Stallone. Wait.
Oh, the faces.
I need a water bottle.
Yeah, there were a lot of good faces.
Yeah, we need to be a lot sweatier.
Yeah, we need to look like rotisserie chickens.
Is there a dedicated on-set sweat spritzer?
Yeah, that's gotta be a job.
It has to be.
It's like a porno has a fluffer. Any sports movie has a spritzer.
Movie has a spritzer.
Or a Stallone movie has a fluffer sometimes.
Canon probably has like a designated like sweat maker.
You think they spritz them with water or some sort of like olive oil?
It's probably like baby oil or some shit. They don't want to cook them.
Because you don't want it to just run down and be gone by the time you're shooting. You kind of want the beads to linger.
I know the trick.
You're saying it's like
baby oil,
hot
baby.
glue? They put hot glue droplets?
Gross.
So Stallone is nominated for Worst Actor for the Razzies.
In this movie?
In this film.
That seems undeserved.
I agree. I
don't know if he was worst.
Yeah.
He definitely wasn't the best.
The script is bad.
Now, you lost back there because you beat yourself. You let yourself get beat. As long as you lose, like a winner, it doesn't matter.
Story's weird.
Weird.
But I didn't think his acting was bad.
I didn't
If
think
anything, I was
bad.
like,
He looks hot, you guys.
I don't know
He
about
looks
that
good.
part. The father, son, all the...
Yeah, it was somewhat believable.
I did believe it.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that it was really sweet when there was that special moment in the sunrise. Although the music was kind of weirdly emotionally sensual, then it turned to like...
Giorgio Moroder only has one mode.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
What
Giorgio
do you call that
Moroder. It
mode?
was lovely.
Electro-sensual.
Electro-sensual.
Yeah,
we saw him once.
David Mendenhall, who plays Mike Hawk, was nominated for the Razzie for Worst New Actor, Worst New Star,
like
Worst New
I
Star,
thought he was okay.
and Worst
They're using the
Supporting
word
Actress.
star.
Yeah, and Worst Supporting Actor. I said actress. Worst Supporting Actor, which I thought he was great.
You can't nominate
Yeah, I
a
thought he was
child
great.
for that
Again, you
role.
know what? He looked like he could actually be 10.
Yeah, there were times I really wanted to punch that child.
The first 15
He
minutes.
did a great job.
The first
When he
15
ran in
minutes, I just
traffic.
wrote, "Kid is great."
And it is her request that your father bring you home.
May I see some identification on this man, sir?
Is that the pepper? Shut the fuck up.
Nope, Dee Dee got it.
Dee Dee got your
trucker
speed.
Dee don't need no speed.
Okay.
Whoa.
All right, gentlemen, let's start the competition. Good luck to all of you. Over here we have Clay Cobb and John Grizzly competing. This is going to be a tough match.
Cigar
The
chomps.
cigar chomp.
So we've got the mustache.
They got into the trucker speed.
Trucker speed. This.
Powdered sugar.
No.
No?
Trucker speed. Powder everywhere.
Over here we have Clay Cobb and John Grizzly competing.
All right.
No, cheers, you guys.
Chomp cigar. Cigar like? Not a fan.
Yeah. Just imagine me blowing smoke out of my nose right now.
It's got like this weird lingering aftertaste. I can't tell what that is.
I like it, but yeah, it's like got this, yum. I actually like it.
The bitter turning to sweet aftertaste thing, that's an Amaro thing. That's what Amaro's like. Right up front, you're like, this
Interesting.
is a weird bitter thing. And it gets sweeter the more you drink it.
Okay,
That's
interesting. Yeah, it's definitely
like a sweet
got that
grandpa's attic.
bittersweet going.
So Leonard Part 6, the Cosby film. Leonard Part 6, the Cosby film. Leonard Part 6, the Cosby film.
He really hates Bill Cosby.
It's like a Bond thing.
Yeah.
Pretending to be. Where parts 1 through 5 are classified. And don't exist.
That's a good gimmick. That's a good gimmick. That's a good.
And so in Part 6, he's like no longer a spy, I guess. I wrote a screenplay like that. It's one of the first screenplays I wrote. And I was just like, I'm just going to write James Bond because, like, no one's going to make this.
Right.
So
Yeah, fun.
And I called it Spy Another Day. And the premise is right at the very beginning, James Bond gets, like, doxxed. And so, like, his identity is out, so he has to retire. And so what happens when James Bond retires? 30 years worth of pussy galore and...
Amanda hug and kiss.
A lot of vaginas, the Austin Powers version of pussy galore.
Think of another one real quick.
Good night. She's in...
Good head?
I think there's a good night, and I think there's a good head, too.
Yeah. So 30 years worth of Bond ladies that were, you know, one-night stands, or I'll call him up and like, hey, what's going on? And it turns out he has kids, and he has to go be a dad.
Oh.
So he's doing dad stuff, but he also has his gadgets still. So he's dealing with, like, his teenage daughter has, like, a boyfriend, and he's got, like, a pen grenade. It's like if you click the pen twice, it'll blow up in 10 seconds. He's like, here, you need a pen?
Most people on their way out
take
of
some
their
pens.
office
I wanna
jobs,
see James
they take
Bond,
some
like-
pens, they take some post-it notes. James
He's
Bond
like shirtless and his
a hair
yard
grenade
fixing
and a
his
shoe.
mower.
And then, of course, some bad guy comes after him now that he knows his real identity. You can imagine that whole film.
I just like to imagine him.
I think
just
I remember this from the
doing
book.
housework.
How many cigarettes a day do you think James Bond smokes?
I'm gonna guess it's a lot. I know that he drinks a lot.
Probably close to what I do.
No, holy shit.
No, more?
2 packs a day.
I think he smokes like 40 or 60 a day.
Okay, now that's
How
on
many are in a
hand.
pack?
That's 20.
20.
Bill Hicks joke where he does crowd work and says like, how many packs a day? And you say 2. He goes, that's nothing. I do 2 lighters a day. Bill Hicks joke. Stallone said of the film, I would have made it less glossy.
Yeah.
Set more in an urban environment. So we're talking urban trucking and not this cross-country
inner
trucking.
city trucking?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
That's like, so he's just like getting stuck in an alley?
Would not have used a never-ending stream of rock songs. And most likely would have made the event in Vegas more ominous and not so carnival-like.
There are 7 different weight classes for men and women. They've come from all over the world, Japan, France, Italy, Switzerland.
Like underground arm wrestling rather than a sponsored tournament.
Basically, it's Fight
Sponsored
Club.
by Carl's Jr., by the way. I'll take some free burgers.
There are a lot of sponsorships.
Alka-Seltzer was definitely had to
Alka-Seltzer.
That was one of the
Because there was
criticisms.
so
I'll need the Alka-Seltzer
many
after the Carl's
Alka-Seltzer,
Jr.
like name
Shit,
drops.
I think I just lost my free burgers.
That was one of the criticisms. So many product placements.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, if they're all out there taking Alka-Seltzer to make them better at arm wrestling, that just builds the depth of the story for me.
So if we release the Stallone cut, is it about Uber drivers in a fight club?
Uber Driver Fight Club?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Uber Driver Fight Club.
I like
That's
that.
the darkness he wanted. Cause
Yeah.
The
Does Frank
Kansas City
Stallone
Car-
do the soundtrack?
Frank Stallone.
You don't know Frank Stallone?
No, this name is vaguely familiar.
Sylvester Stallone's brother, Frank.
Yeah.
Is primarily a musician.
Whoa.
I always
That's
wondered.
right, Frank Stallone.
In economic news, unemployment figures rose slightly for the month of October, with declines in the Dow Jones and NASDAQ. The reason for the sudden downturn? You guessed it, Frank Stallone.
Sterling Silliphant.
Oh, yeah.
Writer of the film.
He's got a really good
Sterling
career.
Silliphant wrote In the Heat of the Night.
In the Heat of the
I've
They
not
call me
seen
Mr.
it.
Call me
Tibbs.
Mr. Tibbs.
Mr. Tibbs.
Your cat is
Yeah.
named
Yeah.
after a line this man wrote.
This is true. Oh, I think I have seen that.
So you plagiarized off of
Yeah.
Sterling Silliphant. He also wrote The Towering Inferno, Poseidon Adventure, and Shaft in Africa.
Oh, that's the best one.
He worked for Walt Disney, and at the end of his life, he moved to Thailand to write Thai action movies.
Oh, that's a quality job.
He worked for Walt
Sounds
Disney.
fun.
Did he write Ong Bak?
Why did Stallone do the movie?
Because they paid him a shit ton and they would not stop bugging him.
They kept offering me more and more money until I finally thought, what the hell? No one will see it.
Yeah.
That's a good
He was
reason.
right.
Yeah. David Engelbach, one of the 4 writing credits.
Yes.
Stallone is one of them.
somehow.
I think Engelbach is responsible for like the original impetus for this getting made.
Yeah.
Because he has a story by credit. If you worked on it early, like, this is my idea for a movie. We're going to tell this story, and you write the script, and they like, buy it from you, and then they go and change everything, and it's like nothing like your original script. You get a story by credit.
He said he almost cried, right?
Yeah, he almost
Which
cried.
I don't think it was like a good cry.
He cried when he saw the film. So it's like, what is in his original script?
I don't know.
Because it's such a combination that's like feels duct taped together at the hour mark of arm wrestling tournament and father-son story. And it's like, do you think it was an hour and a half father-son story? And it was like, by the way, once in a while he does arm wrestling.
They're like, oh yeah, it's canon.
Hey, third act, tournament, lots of money, kid smuggles himself in a plane.
Here's a check for $500,000. Take it and get the hell out of my life.
What are the odds on Lincoln Hawks?
Kelly, what are the odds on Hawks?
Lincoln Hogs, 20 to 1.
20 to 1, pal. With a long shot.
I'd like to bet 7,000 on it.
That's what I call gambling.
The court is going to give him to his father unless Hawks can't support it.
Son and Hawk.
Or do you think it was a nothing but arm wrestling movie
Yeah.
and they shoehorned in a personal narrative?
He's like, I was gonna be.
Do you think he wrote like a really like grungy, realistic trucking life story? Where there's just also they, have like a weird fight club or
all
something?
the speed.
Yeah.
All the
And they're like, no, give him a kid. And there's a
chili
tournament.
dogs and sitting in the fumes of your own farts for hours.
I think this is all a metaphor for the Cold War arms race.
Oh.
Elaborate.
Arms.
Arms. There
That's
you
what I
go.
got. Arms.
There we go. I'm in. That's
An
enough
arms
to
race.
convince
Guy.
me.
Arms.
Come up with
Who
one.
takes the jizz out of the bulls and.
Oh, baby. Oh.
My strongest point of support for this theory is that it was written by David Engelbach, who wrote America 3000.
That's true.
Which is all about the Cold War arms race, and we watched right after this.
Yeah, I think a lot of canon films are about
the Cold War.
The Cold War, because it was very topical, and Golem and Globus were from Israel, so they were like right there in the middle.
Right. So let's talk canon films.
Well, this is an atypical canon film because they spent a lot of money on a star.
This was them trying real hard.
This was them trying to be popular. You know, like that kid in school who tried real hard to be popular, but just didn't pull it off.
Was that you? No?
Didn't
try?
No, not all the time. Sometimes I pulled it off.
I did not try at all.
No, I looked like a lunatic.
I look cool sometimes.
What does that mean?
Oh,
trying too hard?
Yes.
You were trying too
hard.
yeah.
Okay. I was trying hard to not try hard when everyone else was trying hard to be.
I was unaware of the game happening at all. So canon films, Golan and Globus, Israelis. They basically are credited with founding the Israeli film industry.
Pretty much, yeah.
I have a quote.
Let's start out with
quote. They were instrumental in founding the Israeli film industry.
It was Lemon
Wikipedia.
Popsicle that was like the first Israeli
Lemon
international
Popsicle.
hit.
And then they get bored of that, and so they moved to...
But they realize there's no money in that.
And that's a Jewish joke, I think, because they're Israeli. So
it was unintentional.
Oh, okay.
That was a producer joke.
Okay. We'll
that was
do
a
that.
film producer joke.
So then they moved to Hollywood, and they're like, you know what we can do? We can get people on like exclusive deals. We'll discover people like Van Damme, Charles Bronson.
Some of these people they scooped up at the end of their careers.
Right.
Which was smart because they got someone who was famous but also not getting work.
Chuck Norris also. So they get these people on like exclusive deals, and then they pump out, on average, 40 movies a year in the 80s. So they're making low budget crap.
They've got a formula.
So much of it. And then they get bored of that.
But then they started to look outward. And that's what caused the problems. They thought, look, people like art films. We'll start making art films. No, she's a grade A button masher, and that turns me on.
Yeah, we'll go.
These are just the fluffer movies.
I like that you did this motion.
Yeah, can you do that again?
Yeah, the fluffer movies.
What exactly is that doing?
Tickling the balls.
It's a ball tickle. That's
ball tickle.
That's what keeps it going.
So he's
that's what
fluffing
keeps it going. You gotta fluff the public.
Menahem Golan was an Israeli fighter pilot before becoming a director. He wanted to make Spider-Man in 1986.
Yeah, no shit.
Canon Films.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, in the 80s, comic books weren't going anywhere.
You know who was making the best comic book movies in the 80s? The Italian guy. Barbarella. Red Sonja.
Stallone's mother, Jacqueline Stallone, had a gym. She opened a gym for ladies only called Barbella.
Oh,
nice.
Fun fact.
I love that, Barbella.
That's just up here.
Dino De Laurentiis.
Oh.
Yeah. De Laurentiis was the real starter of the comic book movie industry.
So Menahem Golan, he decides, they're making 40 movies a year, low ass budget, not intellectual property, not Spider-Man and stuff. So they're trying to make it big
because that costs
now.
money. It costs money to do that.
It actually costs money. So they go and get Spider-Man. He wants Dolph Lundgren to play the Green Goblin.
Oh, that's
Dolph Lundgren, Green Goblin.
really bad. But Dolph Lundgren was gettable. So they were like, who's gettable?
Dolph Lundgren, PhD.
Yeah. Chemistry, right? He's also a really good drummer. I saw that on, I think, the Eurovision Song Contest.
Menahem Golan produced Superman 4.
Oh, yeah.
The Quest for Peace. And
that one is...
It went so poorly, he resigned in disgrace.
Spectacularly bad.
Because Spider-Man with Dolph Lundgren fell through, he instead made the Delta Force and Over the Top. So we've got David Engelbach. So he's one of the 4 writers on this. He wrote America 3000, not Earth 3000. I think he's saying.
America 3000.
He has 6 writing credits on IMDb. Death Wish 2, an episode of the show Lottery! ! He wrote a TV movie, Goldie and the Bears, Hulk Hogan Private Detective movie.
What?
Yes, Hulk Hogan Private Detective,
I
which
would watch that.
is called a lost film.
Oh.
Which apparently it doesn't exist anymore.
Because it never got transferred to any format.
Yeah.
Shit,
It's
that's
called
unfortunate.
Lost Film. Maybe it exists somewhere.
We need a link.
I need to see if I can track some down.
We need a link.
That's unfortunate because I do love... What it was...
Sunday, it's all new and it's coming at you.
Always has good hands.
Wrestling champ Hulk Hogan and Stephanie Pharisee in the outrageous comedy Goldie and the Bears. Then stay tuned for an ABC Sports...
He wrote 1 episode of MacGyver. He wrote Over the Top. In America 3000, that is 6 credits.
Wow, yeah.
So, drinking game ideas over the top. We've got the hat turn.
The hat turn.
Every time the hat
But
turns.
that also just coincides with the wrestling.
So how many shots would that be then?
Think.
Every time the kid cries.
Given
he
the
cries
premise
a
of the
lot.
movie.
Cry a lot?
Yeah, he does
cry a lot.
He
He's an emotional kid. And you know what?
Yeah.
Stallone doesn't give him any shit for that.
Yeah, no. That's nice. That's a good dad.
It is nice.
That's a good dad.
Stallone mentioned the Too Many Rock songs. Maybe every rock
time
song.
there's like a...
There are a fair
rock
amount.
song.
movie montage.
There's a Kenny Loggins song, so...
Could be that.
Excuse me, I just burped.
Yeah, every rock song that starts...
Turn the volume up on that then.
It was quiet. It was like...
You know what?
Close
I made up a rule for the movie Speed that I think is fun to apply to other things. To drink not only for every explosion, but you drink for the duration of the explosion. So if you drank for the duration of the arm wrestling matches, it would be pretty fun.
I have a speed story. Jeff Daniels came to my high school when I was in high school for no apparent reason. Just to talk
Was he
to
just
like
lost?
the drama club or something. But they had a school-wide assembly of 2,000 kids, and he's like, "Hey, I'm Jeff Daniels, I guess."
No.
This is cool. I think they let students ask questions, which is like, that's a bad idea. And the first question is like, what was it like taking the longest poop ever? And Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you know, everything you do in movies takes forever. You do 40 takes, so it's like, it's not different really. You're just sitting there doing, but his story about Speed was that he gets the script from his agent and he dies in the first scene. He's like, can I like live a little longer? And they're like, oh, all right. And they rewrote it. I mean, he's supposed to die in the first scene.
That's funny.
Which is when he shoots it. I guess he was just gonna blow up. And they're like, okay.
All I got was a request.
We'll have Keanu shoot him in the leg.
His request wasn't even that
Can I just like
wholehearted.
live
He was like,
30
can I just
pages?
live a little longer? And they're like, yeah, we'll make it work. Anything for you, Jeff. Anything for you. You have to drink for the duration of the arm wrestling matches.
That's just gonna kill people.
Every time the kid cries,
not.
I think they'll
Pace
get like a
yourself.
good 9 to 10 shots.
Wait,
It'll be
who
fucked
drinks
up.
shots for this? Is that how it's played?
That's how I
me,
do it. Is
it's-
you take a shot every time
How many
something
shots are you pouring out?
See, I
Good
normally
Lord.
am too drunk by the end of the game.
Yeah, that's...
I'm like halfway through the movie, I'm asleep.
Okay.
And then you might be saving yourself some time.
When I play drinking games with movies, it's beer. And it's solid sips, and if it says duration, you lightly sip for the whole duration. And some rules are you finish your drink if this happens.
But no one enforces the rules. You know?
Yeah,
A lot of these drinking game rules, no one's enforcing.
Yeah, nobody's a
Cries
stickler.
lot. Oh yeah, what happened to arm wrestling? That's a good
Kids
question.
don't arm
That's a good
wrestle anymore.
takeaway.
I've seen many videos online of people arm wrestling and then their arm snaps.
Arms break.
And
Yeah,
that
that's what I was
noise,
saying. I
that
know.
crunch.
That's why I don't arm wrestle. I was surprised I did it just now.
So do we have to go? Oh, we didn't talk about the double elimination.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the
double elimination.
What sports tournament
Double
works on a
elimination.
double elimination? That's not...
A lot of like kids, you get the tournament,
like
and
giving
you don't want the kids to lose the
everybody-
first game and have to go home. So, you have
so
a
we're
trophy
fostering
bracket.
these poor truckers' feelings?
Reminder, once again, this is a double elimination competition. You have to lose twice to be out.
By the way, it's double elimination. By the way, it's double elimination. By the way, and you're like, hey, I wonder if he's gonna lose once. And so it like lingers on it so long, like, oh, he lost. What? As if you're not paying attention.
John Grizzly is our winner. Grizzly has won again. And the newcomer, Lincoln Hawk, has lost his first finals match. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, please remember, this is a double elimination. Each of these semi-finalists have another chance.
Still got another chance.
It's really like the movie Twist in a nutshell, which is
Yeah.
like you lay the groundwork that it will make sense when the twist happens, but you like trick them, and then the twist happens. You go, oh, that makes sense. But
a
it's
much
like
better-
this is the dumbest version possible.
A much better and easier to write
What a
one would have been like,
relief.
oh, your opponent was disqualified because he was like snorting coke backstage, or
Well, and then they had the weird slip out one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
And then
was
they have
out.
to tie them in. They
they
gotta,
tied him
tie
in like.
Your shit arm off, boy. You get your mind back. I own you. So bring them fingers down. As soon as this is over.
All right, ready?
Okay, ready?
Okay.
And wrestle.
Oh, okay. I know what I was doing wrong last time.
Try to give him the switch. Wait, make
Go
the
over
face.
the top. Go over the top.
Make the over the top face.
Oh shit! It is harder. Oh.
I'm not eliminated though. We've got to keep going.
Okay, Jacob's been double eliminated
Wait,
though.
No, he won.
Yeah, I won
Oh,
one.
you
and
won?
I lost
Okay.
He beat me.
And I know what I did wrong.
She can't tell us apart.
I know it's the mustache.
Pepper, you're the ref. You tell them.
Oh yeah, I know what I did wrong with our match.
Okay.
Oh boy, Pepper.
There we go.
Kiss me for luck.
For good luck. Ready? I guess we're going.
Okay, I see an arm
Jacob
lifting.
started.
I see an arm lifting.
Jacob started with that.
Oh, she went over the top. It
over
is
the
harder.
top.
It's harder. I mean...
It's already very red. Ah! Look at that.
I did lift my arm, but
Yeah,
Like-
you lifted
what
it a
if I had a
lot.
cushion?
Yeah, let's all change into leather and linen torn outfits. Leather torn outfit.
He's a man who falls back into the 20th century and lands the most important job in America.
Mr. President. Mr. President. The President! Me for President. I'm a man.
America 3000, an outrageous post-nuke adventure.
So we watched David Engelbach's next film,
Yes.
canon film.
Oh, thank you for my hairspray.
This is a post-apocalyptic hairspray.
See the separation.
Nuclear hairspray.
Which apparently there's a lot of it left over after the nuclear war. It's like cockroaches. There'll be cockroaches, Twinkies, and hairspray.
Thank God.
So the main takeaway from this film is, in the year 3000, we've got nothing But we got hairspray and we got blow dryers.
Yeah.
And a hatred between man.
Or a male slave whose job it is to blow into your hair forcefully.
That would have been a good shot. How about I start with the on-screen message at the very beginning, the Chiron?
Well, yeah, could you?
It begins, 900 years after the Great Nuke, the world man created, he destroyed. Out of the darkness and ignorance of the radioactive rubble emerged a new order. ... And the world was Wagos.
Parentheses.
And then a parenthesis appears and says, in old speak, that means crazy.
Crazy.
That sounds like a bad Google Translate.
Those cheers. Hot plastic, y'all.
Wow, that does taste like hairspray smells.
Yeah, it's not mixed, so you're just getting all...
I've been standing behind you when you hairsprayed one day, and I got some in my mouth, and it does taste.
That's what the sphere is for. It's the mixing sphere.
That's terrible. It's terrible up top, y'all.
Try this. It tastes called Wagos, but makes you feel hot plastic. Huh, great.
Do you like gin?
Yeah.
Basically just gin. That was basically just straight gin, though.
Gin and green. You're
this is
3,000, am I right?
The Dolph Lundgren Green Goblin.
Oh, it really punches you in the gut.
It really does.
And then plays a drum solo.
A lot of drum solos.
Yeah.
The 80s
look
drums.
It up.
The gated reverb drum.
Gotta look it up.
Babe in 80s, post-apocalyptic dressed, like sarongs and bikinis type outfits.
Yeah, and they got a nice gait.
They do have a nice
They live in a gated
in
community.
A society
it is a gated
where
community.
ladies are all together, and the only men in their little society are their slaves, where they cut off their tongues and their boobs.
Not all of them.
You forget there's 3 types of slaves.
Yeah, there's 3 classes.
Oh, I almost forgot, yeah.
The toys, the
yes.
boy toys, there's the sex slaves, and then there's just the normal workabout slaves.
The machos.
Yeah, the machos.
Yes.
Cedar, machos, market.
Plugots are wild men.
Plugots are the wild men, okay.
Yeah.
And
Who
they
have
don't
their
like
own
men.
society.
They
The
think the men
machos
are practically
are the-
useless, and if they have little men babies, they like throw them away, I guess is what he said.
Yeah, they chuck them.
So anyways, they freaking hate dudes. And these dudes are all trying to free their fellow dudes from the ladies to try to be
They just want to do dude things.
Out
Dude
in the
society.
They just
wild,
want to have
I
fantasy
guess.
football
Dudes
leagues
in the
again.
wild.
There's a lot of battles.
Yeah.
Men versus women.
Mm-hmm.
And they're mostly just using these tiny little crossbows.
Yeah, like
Nobody ever
guns.
thought to make a bigger crossbow with more
Little
range
handheld.
or power.
It's very Mad Maxy, post-apocalyptic.
Well, you say Mad Maxy,
Okay.
but there's no technology. There's no cars.
Right.
They're all on horseback.
That's true. They are riding
So
on horses.
I was
Planet
really
of the Apesy.
Yeah, it's way more Planet of the Apes. But if instead of apes taking over, it was women.
Babes, Planet of the Babes.
Yeah, Planet of the Babes.
You have to like have a silent P in babes.
Babes.
Yeah,
Babes.
They're not scantily clad like in most of your Corman
Yeah, you're probably
post-apocalyptic
picturing
movies.
just titty popping
Jugs.
armor. A little.
There's
But
like
not
some
that much.
V-shaped faux leather
There's
realness
some
going on,
cleavage,
some
but
bikinis.
that's it.
Some cleavage.
If you're watching
some
this
faux
movie hoping to see a
fur.
titty, no.
Yeah, I don't think we saw boobies.
0 nipples. A whole lot of world building and like sets and stuff.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
not the
definitely.
back lot with
Well,
some cardboard things.
I think there's like 3 sets in the
Okay,
whole
yeah, but they're like actually out in the desert.
Yeah, definitely deserty.
A lot of props.
The gate.
Very well made.
I
It
was
like
proud
goes
of the
up and
gate.
down.
Yeah.
It's a
And
really
it
good
looks
gate.
cool while it's
Whoever
doing it.
designed that
They
gate
featured
should
it a
get
lot.
the Oscar for
Gates.
Gate design.
gate design
Gate
that
technology.
year. Yeah.
And then, in the midst of this post-apocalyptic world, the women spend how much time each morning on the hair?
Oh, okay. So the tiara,
That's the queen.
who is
The
the
queen.
queen. And the tiara seems to always have the largest hair, and I think at one point probably up to here, over the hat, y'all.
No, but the
Yeah,
side.
Oh,
the
side
It
out
was
here,
like
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a
here.
lion's mane, but for a woman. Like with the largest hair kind of showed dominance to me at least.
So for you to pull that off, how much time would you have to spend blowing and spraying?
A lot of hairspray. I'm talking
Teasing.
like at least a third of my hairspray is
Like
going
bottle.
into that dude. Yeah, if my hairspray is this big.
So they had to know this because they had to do that on set every day.
Certainly.
This is clearly obvious.
Well, this isn't a hairstyle you do daily, though, right?
Oh, but for these ladies, they
Every day.
had
Daily.
dedication because some of
In
these
battle.
gals had this.
And then the dudes infiltrate their compound in the morning at like dawn, and they are passed the fuck out. They're
Yeah.
not getting up early to do their hair.
No, it was like noon by the end of that infiltration scene.
This was a very long infiltration scene.
I think-
None of the women wake up.
And they slept really heavily through it, so I don't know if they were having like.
Yeah, so the women have apparently discovered some kind of alcohol. It's in these big jug things.
Yeah, they got a lot. They got big old jugs.
The men try it and are like, "Whoa, this is terrible."
But I want more.
Then they want more, yeah. But it's, I feel like they've discovered it. Like,
I mean, it's
during
kind of
the
how
film.
this drink went, you know? Oh, this,
This is
terrible.
better now. It's great.
But
You could
Yeah,
top it
the
off with
Fresca
some
is
Fresca sparkling.
well, once I dunked the ball.
Diddle the ball.
oh the fluffing.
The
Show
fluffing.
The fluffing.
This is fluffing.
This is fluffing. This is how you
Did we
fluff.
get that on camera? Probably.
Yeah. This is great. So in the future, we have weird language.
Oh yeah,
Lots
this
of
is
slang.
like
we
Lots
got?
of slang.
I didn't need heavy smarts to figure things were going cold naked. That means very bad.
And making
Yeah,
cold
something like
was like
It was
going
dead.
cold was
Yeah,
like
he
dead.
don't go cold. Hot plastic.
Hot
Hot
plastic.
plastic.
They were like, "That's
Oh,
hot,"
man, that's
and
hot
we
plastic.
were like, "Did they foresee Paris Hilton happening?"
Hot plastic.
Frowls kept them as pets, called them toys. To make plastic sure they'd stay quiet, they cut off their tongues. To keep them gentle, they cut off something else.
So we've got this world set up that's apparently been like
Weird
this for
world.
hundreds of years.
Yeah, it's barren.
And
There's
then
nothing left.
all of a sudden, the dude, the main guy,
One day, Corvus and me were scrounging for something we could use. What we found would change our world forever. Not the hat, the book.
and he learns to read.
He learns.
And you're
yeah,
like, oh,
reading,
he's
language,
gonna find a
everything.
library and he's gonna like uncover technology. But no, he discovers the president's secret bunker from like
Yeah.
Cold War. It's like Ronald Reagan's bunker. So it's like I thought he was gonna invent
Yeah,
things.
I had no idea he
Well,
needed
this
to
was
read
made in
that.
1986.
There were no jelly beans.
The book did save his life, so that's where it came in handy.
Oh, yeah,
He did.
It was not turning out to be one of Corvus's hotter days. And leader. Except for one little thing.
That was very hot plastic.
Thank you,
Yeah,
literature.
Very hot plastic.
Yeah.
Which
Literature.
made me want to make a shot called a hot plastic, which
Oh,
is just Malort heated up in the microwave. Because Malort tastes kind of like rubber bands.
It do.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, I have here.
No. I knew that had to have been
Branded.
hiding. That was your double hat
You see
secret.
this?
Oh, branded
Sassy
shots.
Librarian Judge.
at
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So
Why is there condensation on it?
So they're actually cold and it's yellow dye and it's not Malort.
Oh,
Pretend it's hot Malort. Ready?
It should be easy.
Acting talent.
Oh,
Does it taste like rubber bands?
Tastes yellow.
Because I don't love you. I never did, and I never will.
But what about last night?
Acting!
You can have these if you want. You can Photoshop it yourself and Zazzle will do it. I don't sell them. It feels like what the plot's about is the power struggle between like multiple women.
Yeah, I mean,
There's like
Because they are trying to take over.
there's like
get her to
multiple
fail.
clans of women,
yeah.
and the big main one, the current Grand Tiara.
Grand Tiara.
The Grand
Oh
Tiara.
no, she's
She
the Grand
dies.
Tiara.
She
I
dies.
think she's
She
a.
freaking dies.
Oh yeah. Well, that tiara dies.
And so then it's like, oh, she has 2 daughters, I think.
Yeah.
And one
they are
daughter
her
thinks she's
daughters.
gonna be it, the other one gets it instead, and you're like, okay,
Very
rivalry
emotional
there.
scene.
Rivalry.
Take us from the past into a new life. It was my dream, make it yours. Vina, my daughter. You're the tiara.
But then there's like other regional tiara
Yes,
ladies
another
that are
tiara
hoping
comes
for
to
their
visit.
failure.
and she's like, oh,
2 tiaras come to
I'm
visit.
gonna manipulate those 2 to fight each other, and then I will pick up the pieces. And so you're thinking, okay, we're gonna have all this
doesn't really
power
come to
struggle.
Yeah, a
and
real
then
Machiavellian
nothing really
plot.
do
happened
a
there.
lot with
Sounds
that.
like Shakespeare.
Yeah, and it
I
sets
mean,
up a lot of things.
It starts to develop, and then
it just kind of died.
one of them, literally just dies in combat. So you're like, oh, well, that plot point got taken care of real easily.
There's gonna be this women's power struggle, and the dudes are trying to like get their freedoms, create their own society.
Yeah.
Dude finds ABC's book.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, he's gonna find a library. He's gonna learn. It's gonna be great.
He's actually just really good at finding nice things.
And then he just finds the president's bunker. And in
Yeah.
this world, the president is this like mythical figure they like worship.
Arms.
Nigga hurt, President. Nigga hurt, please. Let's do anything great and powerful, President. Anything, just don't hurt me. Please.
He finds laser guns.
And a boombox.
He finds a boombox. It still
It
works.
works.
They're both equally
900
useful to him.
years.
That's what I find impressive, is that he gets equal use out of the laser gun and the boombox.
There's a dude who's, it looks like he's at the missile silo.
Never
and
left
he
his post.
He's never left his post. He's like
Quality government
he's
employee.
completely deteriorated.
Never left his post.
It's
Just
a like
jerky.
shrunken head.
Jerky.
And next to him is a boombox from 1986 that still works.
The D batteries
Amazing.
are still going.
Still going. And a laser gun, which is just a Steyr AUG.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Steyr AUG, come on. Die Hard.
I could be mixing it up. I read a lot of gun books as a kid. I was really into guns as a
Gun
kid.
books.
was into
I read
gun
like
books.
the complete works of Tom Clancy in like middle school.
I tried to read Rainbow Six because I played the game a lot.
Really
and
not.
then the book was like, this is not near as much fun
No.
as playing the game.
It's, yeah. I don't know what that is. What does Ramona Quinn be?
It's like third grade books,
Oh.
right?
I skipped just from like books for first graders to Michael Crichton and Tom Clancy.
Me too.
Yeah.
I did that too.
Sixth grade, I wrote a book report about Rising Sun by Michael Crichton, which is all about corporate espionage.
Yeah.
Japan and America.
Doesn't that-
And it all centers around a rape.
A homicide. A detective, an expert in ancient wisdom.
Every aspect of your appearance and behavior will reflect on you and on me as your senpai.
That wouldn't happen to be anything like Massa now, would it? He's contaminating the crime scene, and I want his film.
We must undertake our own private inquiry.
I'd like to see tonight's disc for the 46th floor.
There!
One knows where to look.
He killed the girl.
I doubt it.
Well, I saw it on the disc.
Did you?
Where have you been, Lieutenant Smith? You don't think video can be altered?
I'll be damned. Security footage of like Japanese CEOs raping. That camera just died. And I wrote a book report on that in sixth grade. And I got in trouble.
Some intro to
That's
Jeff.
funny. My seventh grade teacher
To Jeff.
told me to never bring Breakfast of Champions to school again, but it was from the library.
He did. Okay, your teeth are kind of green, or maybe that's what. I can't decide. Is it the
Yeah,
dye?
I don't know if you read 6 books last
Oh,
year.
I definitely read 6.
Poetry books do not count. That is...
Wrong.
Rude.
I don't know about that.
Incorrect.
Poetry doesn't count as writing.
Yeah, I didn't say it counts as writing.
If comic books count as books,
If poetry counts, then I get to count every song I listen to.
I said
No.
comic books don't
Those
really
are read
count.
to you.
I said comic books don't
Those are
count.
poetry audiobooks.
no, I am the arbiter of
Well,
what
this
is
year
and
I've
is not
listened
a
to
book.
it.
Presenting the Cones of Dunshire, a brand new gaming experience. 8 to 12 players, 2 wizards, a maverick, the arbiter.
Poetry
I
book.
work at a bookstore.
Yes.
You would think more people would be able to read there.
work at a book club.
No.
A school?
I think so. That's
Is
what
a
a school is.
book
It's a
club?
book club.
An
It's a book club you have to
expensive
pay for.
Book club.
President.
Corvus
The
becomes the
president.
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 He steals
He
the
wasn't
president's...
elected. He wasn't
just,
elected.
He just finds the bunker.
No, we found the outfit, and that's
And he
like
gets the
what
gold
I think
jacket.
at that point worked.
That's not in the Constitution.
Like, it was like the myths.
Yeah. There's a dude in gold armor.
And it doesn't
And
explain
they're
deeper.
all afraid of him. It's like, what did the president do in this post-apocalyptic world?
They didn't like it.
900 years ago that they all still remember. Female power struggle.
Yes.
And then he finds President Bunker, gets laser guns and flare guns and gold armor.
The flare guns.
And this totally takes over the story at this point.
Yeah.
Hot webs from the Mercans.
Hot blasted.
Act like men, not like toys! Trope nuked himself with American webs, can it? Trope nuked himself with American webs!
He then arranges a parlay with the female leader, right? One-on-one. She thinks he's a god. I'm gonna, like, broker a peace. It's like a Camp David kind of thing. He tries to impress her. What's he do? He takes her back to the president's bunker and shows her his pinball machines.
Oh, yes.
And honestly, same. There's some pretty cool pinball machines.
Yeah. There's the front part where you manage the nuclear war. Then there's pinball machines, and then a bedroom with like mood lighting and a weird like skyline back there.
Oh yeah, a fake skyline.
A fake skyline.
I love that touch.
Right. So then he and this lady discover, or they invent kissing.
Yep. But they do it. They do it pretty well off the bat. You know, it's like It's like it's just.
There's not a lot of false. They're trying to kiss.
They don't
and
miss.
Work,
it's not
right?
like they go.
Do some bad kissing. How does this work? Some tongue up the nose, maybe.
Yeah.
Who's doing which?
Maybe the ear is where I'm supposed to put this.
There it is. So basically, the battle of the sexes. They witness the two leaders kiss, and they're like, "Oh, we can do that in the battle of the sexes."
They kind of like make eyes at each other from scene to scene. It's like this woman.
We didn't know what Vina and Corvus were doing. The harder we scanned, the hotter it looked. Maybe there was something men and women could do with each other's sides, fighting and nuking. I was gonna find out.
Two lovebirds out to prove that love is the only thing worth nuking for.
Two of them already know how it worked because they were forced into.
Yeah, there's
there was,
forced
like,
sex
chemistry.
things, but the man has to wear a hood when they do it.
Yeah,
It's got like this
So
weird
no
little
kissing.
thing over his lips.
So the key is kissing.
Yeah, no kissing. It's like a.
Sex doesn't do it.
You guessed it, Frank Stallone.
So we get a video that's straight out of like Command and Conquer Red Alert 2.
It now appears, sir, that the NORAD warning computers reporting a massive Soviet first strike were in error, and that negative Soviet or Warsaw Pact missiles were fired first. Our computers initiated a total retaliatory response. Mr. President, I know I can speak for all of us when I say we didn't ask for this war. But God damn, Mr. President, we've won it. Caught the Ruskies with their pants down.
So what is the meaning of the film?
My takeaway is that sometimes sex solves things.
Yeah, my takeaway is
Just fuck it out. Just fuck it out.
When Russians and Americans realize they can fuck each other, Cold War ends.
Yeah.
And then I think the emergence of Russian mail order brides proves it right. Russian mail order brides save the world. That camera is dead.
Yeah, no lifestyle is worth that much paperwork.
America 3000. Pretty good for post-apocalyptic stuff. like pretty good world building, good props, pretty good sets, and then the music was horribly out of place.
I just kept thinking of like they found a budget Yingwei Malmsteen to
That was
do
exactly what I was thinking.
to do all these guitar solos.
And then voiceover. The
I
voiceover
forgot.
was
We were guided through some of
horrible.
those
I love
by
the
a male
voiceover.
Again,
voiceover.
in a good bad way, it's hilariously bad. It makes the
Agreed.
film more fun to watch.
Stealing from the Frauds was hard work. I needed something to cool me off. I needed some more. My break was over. Time to get back to work.
Yeah.
Take the Harrison Ford very bored doing the Blade Runner voiceover,
yeah.
where he does it bad on purpose so they won't use it, and then they did. This
And
is
I
like
went
that.
to hunt that robot.
Yeah, it's
but
like-
that robot turned out to be a lady, and I loved her.
I don't know why he saved my life. That's the point of the movie. Am I done yet? That's how Blade Runner ends. So in this, it's like there's a scene, there's fights. They're like, oh, they're breaking a slave dude out of the thing, and then it's like, you might be wondering how I found myself in this situation. He explains things that are happening on screen that we're like, yeah, we get it,
Clearly.
man. What are you doing?
Sure.
Meanwhile, back at the comb, things were going on as usual.
Yes.
I would say the editor slash producer, but we got a lot of voiceover mansplaining it to us.
Yeah.
There was some mansplanation.
All right, so speaking of all these things we were just talking about, segue.
Oh.
Chuck Wagner, who plays Corvus, who becomes Presidente. In 1988, 2 years later, he is in a film called The Sisterhood. In the year 2021, women have been enslaved by men, with their only hope for freedom lying in the hands of a nomadic band of maiden warriors. Maiden warriors, Ali and Vera, tap Maria and her hawk to help them. And he is the hawk.
Whoa, Hawk?
Damn.
That's inside. Hawk is the name
of Stallone.
Stallone.
But what's
That's
weird
inside, y'all.
is in the synopsis, they call him her hawk, but his character is credited as Michael.
What? Mike Hawk?
Another Mike
That's
Hawk.
so full circle.
And they spelled Michael weird.
Mike Hawk is just all over the place.
Yeah. It's set in 2021. It was like these characters were... So you're making
This
this
was
film.
meant to happen right now.
America 3000 was originally titled Thunder Women.
Ooh.
I like that title better. Then one day, a baby was born, and she was called Holman.
I don't know where the liquor's coming from, but they've got some serious
Stockpiled it.
liquor.
They've got some,
That
strong
infiltration scene, those women are betwaddled, you know. And
They don't have any fields. But
it's desert.
I mean,
But they've got a gate.
They've got enough
They
to
They've got a gate.
have a
subsist on. They're not hunting and gathering because there's nothing.
Jeff, I'd like to call you on your use of the word betwaddle.
Oh, God.
Got me. So The Sisterhood, which was filmed in the Philippines, the main actress is wearing a brand new pair of Levi jeans instead of post-apocalyptic attire. Satire. The reason, the director was the majority stakeholder in Levi's Philippines division.
But how could you tell they were
Product
Levi's
placement.
like in a film? Like who's looking at the pockets and the rivets to be like, ooh.
Maybe it says Levi's like.
Are those Wranglers? Are those Levi's?
I
Those are
want to know.
definitely Levi's.
Inquiring minds.
I'm looking at the butts. Always.
10,000%. I'm always checking out Heine's.
Wait, okay, I'm gonna give you a flash.
Wait, you're mic'd.
Bam. But what brand is it?
Wait, I was only a flash.
You know what brand these were. We were together when I bought
Are
them.
those the Wranglers?
God damn it.
You bought two that day.
It's women working together against us.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
That's how they build their society. They just work
They're
together.
Wranglers.
With hairspray.
William Wallace. Gruff.
That Scottish bastard.
He was also in an episode of The Next Generation.
Ooh, which one?
It's called Hide and Q.
Oh, I love the Q episodes.
There's a flash forward where you see older Wesley Crusher, and he plays 25-year-old older Wesley Crusher. sweater
gray
with
one?
the rainbows.
Get to the chopper. Is that okay? Is that all right?
Yeah. Well done. Well done.
So
The first app I ever had on any phone.
Same.
The first app I ever downloaded on any phone, the Arnold Schwarzenegger soundbite app.
Same?
Yes.
So David Engelbach, writer of both films we
Writer
watched.
of both films.
He is a professor at the Savannah College of Art and Design.
Currently?
Yeah. I looked up his ratemyprofessor.com. Here's my favorite review of him. Quote, terrible man. He allowed 3 militant, angry, atheist lesbians to taunt and repeatedly tear down a young Christian woman.
Well,
Any thoughts?
I mean, sometimes class gets out of hand. So a militant lesbian is someone who converts someone to lesbianism at gunpoint.
Yes.
Okay.
That is my understanding
Sounds hot,
from the
actually.
documentaries I've watched.
I was like,
I'm there.
I've encountered this in the wild before.
I think I may know a couple of these, and I love them dearly.
Drinking game ideas?
Every time they say hot or use some weird funky slang you don't understand
That's
totally.
going to be too much.
That's a little much.
There's a lot of weird funky
For
slang.
sipping, not for a
That's-
full shot.
That's going to be
for a
just
sip.
constant.
Yeah,
though.
it's all weird, funky slang.
At one
from-
point, I was like, do I need to put
Every
the
time they
subtitles
say
on?
hot plastic.
That's not going to help. They're just weird words.
I cannot come up with the drinking game for this movie. It's so
Drink
all
every
over the
time you
place.
think you're going to see a boob and you don't.
All the time.
Yeah,
You just
essentially.
solid.
That would have worked.
Hello.
Which one was more fun?
I thought that I preferred Over the Top because I was anticipating more arm wrestling and I liked the faces of. So
More
that's how I feel. But
fun.
more explosions in America 3000.
Yeah, I'm going with America 3000. It wasn't what I expected to be. It was just more entertaining.
I thought more fun too.
It was all over the
America
place.
3000.
Yeah.
Your dirty word. What
I
was your
won.
What was your dirty word?
It was codger.
Codger.
I said it at
You
least
said
3
it
times.
many times.
I
I
said
missed it.
I remember you saying it a lot. It
Yeah.
just it made sense.
Mine
It did.
was-
It did.
Mine was Nick, and I was going to try to weasel it in with.
Nick?
It's like to start a fight.
To steal?
To start a fight.
Nick?
Or
With
to
a-
like.
with a K?
Yeah.
You just plumb
I
forgot.
totally
Yeah.
forgot. I told
You're
you
like
I was
Aaron.
going to forget.
I had to be
just should've-
swaddled, and I got
Aaron
it past
caught
you
ya,
two.
sassy
but-
like
I heard
Aaron
it, and
caught
as soon
ya.
as Aaron said it, I was like,
Ding
I should have been
dong.
on that because I knew he
I wish
said
I
it
had
for a
found
reason.
Ding Dong. I should have used Ding Dong. I was gonna say this is gonna be like 3 hours of Jess and Jacob talking over each other.
It's one of those canon films that is a quintessential.
I
We
know
had
it was that
Reagan with his.
premonition.
I think it's one of
They
those
would
like
have definitely
wishful
taken the
thinking type
boombox.
things.
Oh, F it. Give me another one.
So we watched.
He's a spy.
Daddy don't,
Daddy don't
need no speed.
Okay.
Whoa.
Anything for you, Jeff. Anything for you.
Babes.
My cock is just all over the place.
Yeah.
You guessed it, Frank Stallone.